Everybody knows Shaq, but off camera, he's just a regular guy.
People never believe me when I say I'm just like them. I take out the trash, do dishes, and I struggle with moderate obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA. And a lot of adults with obesity also struggle with moderate to severe OSA. You know those scary breathing interruptions during sleep, the loud snoring, choking, and daytime fatigue? I knew I had to talk to my doctor. Don't sleep on the symptoms. Learn more at don'tsleeponosa.com.
This information is provided by Lilly, a medicine company.
This is a real good story about Drew, a real United Airlines customer.
After almost 4 years of treatments, I was finally cancer-free. My mom's like, where do you want to go to celebrate? I'm like, let's go somewhere tropical. And then pilot hopped on the intercom and started talking about me, and I was like, what is going on here?
My wife beat cancer too, and I wanted to celebrate his special moment.
That's Bill, a real United pilot.
We brought him drinks and donuts. We all signed a card.
I was smiling ear to ear. Best flight ever for sure.
That's how good leads the way.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
What's going on, LAFB family? Before we get to the show, got to tell you about my friends over at Sleeper, the #1 sports app right now, and not just for season-long fantasy. They have daily game updates. They have a live chat that you can chat with other users. Plus, my favorite part is the daily fantasy feature, which is similar to a pick'em. You just choose 2 or more players across any sport. Choose more or less in whatever sport that may be. So if it's football, more or less touchdowns. For Jaden Mayava, if it's Mekhi Lemon, more or less receptions. If you're looking at the Dodgers, more or less home runs for Shohei Ohtani. Really easy, and you can win real money. Right now, when you go and make your first deposit, make sure you use our promo code. You see it right there on the screen, USC LAFB. That's going to give you a matched deposit bonus up to $100. You put in $100 to play with, you're going to get $100 free on top of that. You can put in 10, you get 10 free. Also, right now, our friends are offering a $20 free entry for any new signups. If you go sign up today, you'll get both those offers. You get $20 right off the bat free to play with. Plus, use that promo code USCLAFB at sign up and you'll get that match bonus as well. Go to the App Store, Google Play, download the Sleeper app today, and tell them that the USC LAFB sent you. Now, let's get on to the show. Trojan family, what is up? And welcome to the USC LAFB show here on the LAFB network. I am your host, Ryan Dyrud, with you earlier today, back again. So thank you for always making this a part of your day. Hope you're enjoying a little bit of rainy weather here in the Southland. Obviously, we've talked a lot about it over the last couple days. Rainy Christmas, cold, little wintry weather, if you will. Tons of snow up in Mammoth and Tahoe. Finally, they've needed that. Probably too much at once. But hey, for those that celebrate, happy Boxing Day. Obviously big in the UK, not here, but I actually looked up today because I've heard about it. I have friends from the UK that always talk about it, but it's essentially nowadays, like obviously it had different origins, but essentially is basically like Black Friday. What here is the day after Thanksgiving, bunch of sales, sporting events, kind of still a day off from work and yada. So I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't migrated its way over to the States. Maybe just because we have Black Friday after Thanksgiving, so we don't have both. I don't know. But anyway, those that celebrate, happy Boxing Day. Usually there's good soccer matches and stuff like that. So, but wanted to jump on here, quick little recruiting update. This will be a nice quick shorty for you going into the evening, and then we'll be back fully tomorrow with our full slate of 3 shows most likely. But Gavin Williams, 4-star safety from right here in Southern California, goes to Damien High School in Laverne. Adam Gorney gives a quick little report from Rivals, kind of about his recruitment. I've been saying for quite some time, not just me, others in the industry, but USC in a very strong spot with Gavin Williams, probably the leader in the clubhouse. I've kind of said, and this is not like top secret stuff that I'm digging up here. A lot of people have been saying this, but when you look at USC likely going after 4 defensive backs, and the 5 that they've been, as of now, or as of, pre-Christmas, really pursuing have been Gavin Williams and Honor Fa'alave Johnson from the safety position. Those are kind of their 2 safeties. And then you look at corner, you've got Duve Williams, Danny Lang, and Aaron Washington. So will they ultimately just pick 5 or 4 of those 5? Will they take all 5? That's what we'll see kind of as it play out. Will there be like a dark horse defensive back that kind of ends up coming up later in the recruiting cycle? Obviously, this 27 class is just getting going. But Gavin Williams has been firmly in the mix and continues to be. So as of now, USC feels like the team to beat. According to this very quick report from Gorney, he is planning to visit Miami in a couple weeks. Will Harris there, who is the position coach, has affiliation with California. He's originally from Pasadena, where I'm currently living in California, so obviously there's some connection there, but lives in Miami now, coaches at Miami, but that does help to have that kind of status quo, or that relationship, I guess, of knowing where someone's from and whatnot, being able to kind of build a relationship through that way. So Miami certainly will be in the mix regardless of Harris's affiliation with Pasadena. I think just he is a very good coach and a very good secondary coach, and Miami obviously is Miami. So making a trip out there. Tennessee, he was supposed to visit during the season. For whatever reason, did not make it out there. So I know he wants to get a visit out there. Tennessee, remember, just hired Jim Knowles, formerly Ohio State, just recently with Penn State. Still, I think one of the best defensive coordinators in college football. Like, let's not forget the architect that he's been throughout his career. And just because Penn State was a mess last year, it's like all of a sudden everyone forgot that Jim Knowles is a really good defensive coordinator. So Tennessee reaped the benefits of the overturn at Penn State, and Jim Knowles now there. And no, he's not the one that's really recruiting Gavin Williams from Davian. He's not the one recruiting Gavin necessarily, but obviously the guy calling the plays for the defense, if you fit within that scheme, that's the one who you're going to want to play for. So that certainly has a big weight. And if he gets out there for a visit, as I say all along, these visits are super important, especially for out-of-state kids. Like, visit for in-state kids are great, and it's easier because you can have them on campus constantly. As I said, Tom Tapui's basically lived on campus since he flipped from Oregon. I mean, practices constantly, different events. So that is like what you need to do for these local kids. But when you're out of state, those visits, you go like full press, do everything you can to really wow them, because that's, phone calls can only go so much, even though you can build that relationship. Being on campus, seeing it for yourself, seeing the culture, seeing the student life goes a long way. So he will look to get to Tennessee as well. So certainly Miami, Tennessee in the mix. We'll see how the visits go. USC at the top. As of right now, I think he released a top 10, but he told Gorney here the top 5, essentially, not an official top 5 release, but the 5 who he's been communicating with the most: USC, Notre Dame, Tennessee, Washington, and Texas A&M. So Miami not actually in that 5, but obviously a visit can certainly change that. So Tennessee, as I mentioned, Washington and A&M. We'll kind of see if the visits gets planned for that. And Notre Dame, I'm not, there's been some chatter out there. This is not the purpose of this video whatsoever, but there's certainly, the chatter is growing of the New York Giants NFL team interest in Marcus Freeman, head coach of Notre Dame. Now, when you're a top coach at a premier program, there's always going to be interest when there is openings from college to NFL. Now, it's less nowadays. Seems like very rarely have we seen college coaches make that jump to the NFL. It just doesn't happen very often. We've seen like head coaches go to the NFL and become defensive coordinators or offensive coordinators and then do that for years and then move. But not very often do we see like the Barry Schwitzers or the Nick Sabans or the Pete Carrolls where they make that jump from college to the pros. Obviously, Lincoln Riley was someone that for a long time, that was kind of thought as his eventual career path. Maybe one day it still will be, but not anytime in the near future right now. So there's always going to be some smoke around some of the top coaches. Marcus Freeman, though, certainly is getting chatter. I only say all that because that will certainly change the recruiting of a lot of these top prospects if that were to actually come to fruition, which I'm not saying it's going to. I haven't looked into it whatsoever, just, seeing chatter here and there about the interest level. And we are just now, 10 days basically till the NFL season, regular season is over. And so when those hirings for any openings and Black Monday comes officially for the NFL, that's when you begin the interview processes and whatnot. So we'll see. But lastly, Williams tells Gorney right now, this is regarding USC, they stand in a very good spot, but I'm open to all my options, and that's why I'm going to go to Miami and Tennessee. They stand good, just playing at your home school, in your home state, and being close to home matters for sure. So as long, I think, as USC wants to close this out, and there's not a visit that just absolutely blows his socks off to change his mind, this is kind of USC's to lose, in my opinion. So Gavin Williams, for those who don't know, like I said, 4-star. He is the 14th ranked safety in the 27 class, the second ranked safety in California. So I think this is like the most important of this. We talk all the time about wanting USC to continue what they started in 26 and just elevate it even more of just shutting down the state of California. So as of right now, they are the leaders for the top 2 safeties in the state of California. When you look at Honor Fa'alave Johnson and now Gavin Williams, both those guys, USC is kind of the front runner for. And when you look at the top corners, really, when you look at Aaron Washington, Danny Lang, and Duve Williams, USC the team to beat for all 3 of them. So certainly trending correctly in locking down California. And I think that's a testament to Lincoln Riley's change and shift in strategy. And this entire coaching staff, obviously, and then clearly with Chad Bowden and his staff and implementing we are really going to lock this state down and do all that. So we'll keep you posted on that. That's the latest on Gavin Williams. Any other of the top recruits, I'll be with you. This January will be really interesting because we'll kind of get these probably little murmurs, little ebbs and flows here through January. Obviously, a few commitments are going to be announced. I think probably 1 or 2 for USC. You got the Navy All-American Bowl, some of these postseason all-star games happening in January, so some commitments will come then, but then things will really ramp up in February and March. So that's when we will really be hitting the recruiting hard. And we saw last year, that's when things just started hitting hot and heavy with the 26 class. So we'll get into that a lot more, but keep you posted always here on the USC LAFB YouTube channel. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Become a member of the channel. Help support us. That's a huge, huge gift to us. And you get some discounts on merch plus full access to our message board over on LAFBnetwork.com, which you should check out anyway, completely free to join. So thank you, family, for always hanging out. Drop your comments below on your thoughts on this 27 recruiting class. Who do you think is going to be the first commitment of this class? We're still waiting on the first one. I think, like I said, when we get one, they'll start stacking up, and they'll eventually get to that 15 to 18 number, which I think will be the totality of the 27 class. So much half the size essentially of what 26, but it'll be primarily 4 and 5 stars, with maybe a couple 3 stars, high upside developmental 3 stars. So keep it right here for all your recruiting news for the USC Trojans. As always, family, fight on.
And now, Superhuman Shaq.
I keep telling them not to say that. I'm no superhuman. Believe it or not, I struggle with moderate obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA. In adults with obesity, moderate to severe OSA is a condition where breathing is interrupted during sleep with loud snoring, choking, gasping for air, and even daytime fatigue. Let's just say it can sound a lot like this. Sound familiar? Learn more at don'tsleeponosa.com.
This information is provided by Lilly, a medicine company.
Pacifico is a Mexican lager brewed to be discovered. It's like fresh tracks on a powder day. Like that uncharted trail a stone's throw away. Like the perfect wave on a sunny day. Pacifico, find your own way. 21 plus, drink responsibly. Imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Andy Staples from Andy and Ari on 3, and another 5-star quarterback just entered the transfer portal. That's what college football is now, a nonstop adventure, and we cover it every day at Andy and Ari on 3, whether it's the transfer portal, the college football playoff, the coaching carousel, you name it, and guess what? It doesn't stop even when the season ends. So join us every day, Monday through Friday. New episodes drop at 3 p.m. wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, you know having a trusted partner makes all the difference. That's why, hands down, you count on Grainger for auto reordering. With on-time restocks, your team will have the cut-resistant gloves they need at the start of their shift. And you can end your day knowing they've got safety well in hand. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Happy holidays! Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a Happy Holiday.